Hi, so we're going to take a look at writing our kind of overview or intro to our writing to our I Survived COVID-19. And before I begin drafting mine, I wanted to point out to you some of the language that the author of this book uses. Lauren Tarshish is the author of the I Survived series. The first thing that I noticed about her writing when I started reading was the hook that she used in the beginning of the story, which was the hook, or which was the overview of the molasses flood. Her very first line in the entire story is 12-year-old Carmen Grasso was drowning. And that is a statement that is automatically going to hook the reader into, whoa, what is going on here? I need to read more to find out. So I wanted to just show you that her hook is right there right away and it draws you in immediately. The other thing I wanted to point out was the author's usage of descriptive language. She has a ton of descriptive language in just the first 3 or 4 pages. There were so many that I wasn't going to type them all. So I picked four that I wanted to look at with you to give examples of using descriptive language. She's using language that paints images or pictures in your heads that make the words come to life. And I really want to encourage you to be doing this in your writing as well. So here are some examples. The first example is a gigantic wave had crashed into the streets, a swirling, raging monster moving faster than a train. So this actually is what we would call figurative language. This in particular is a metaphor. It is saying they're calling the gigantic wave of molasses, they're comparing it to a raging monster. So is the gigantic wave, actually a monster? No, but they're comparing it. That's a way that they're describing the wave. So again, that's called a metaphor. In the second example, it says, watched in horror as the tank began to shake as its rounded steel sides bulged in and out. So in this one, the word usage, the word choice of bulged, like it wasn't they moved in and out or they shook in and out. She chose a really different descriptive word to describe what she wanted us to see in our minds. Can you see steel sides like kind of bulging out? Okay. Number 3, like millions of powerful snakes dripping with slime. This is another form of figurative language that's called a simile. When we compare things using the words like or as, it is a simile. So in this statement, she is comparing the molasses, which I didn't include in here, but she's comparing the molasses grabbing Carmen to millions of powerful snakes dripping with slime. And you can kind of see that image in your brain. That's pretty strong. It's a big deal. And then the last one that I chose to include was instantly the streets became raging rivers filled with wreckage. Again, another metaphor, very strong language, comparing the streets to raging rivers. So I'm going to keep these things in mind as I go to draft my intro to my story. So, again, use figurative language, use descriptive language, use exciting words to really captivate and draw your reader in.